Rightio. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to On Loose Lines, back from the studio. And hopefully we've got plenty of viewers wanting to get involved. I am just going to make sure my audio is okay. Yep, we're good to go. Very, very good. Welcome, everyone, and please get involved in the show. We've got a big show. Emily Morgan is the only person watching, and I might have just got off the phone there, so that might be why, from Haras Racing New Zealand. But we have got a very, very big show. We have got a couple of people coming on. Em's giving me a couple of very different things. Joe Pace. Right off the start, Joseph, I've got you, mate. Brand new one. Look at that. You'd like that one too. Black truck and ag, mate. I got that one purposely for you. I'll leave it on now. From the Chinchilla Camp Drafting World. Actually got to do something. I can't, people tell me off for not being organised, but I actually can't do this until the show goes live. So we will get this one up and done now. So don't forget, you can comment. And the comment section is definitely up there. I actually like this one, Joe. I think it's very good. And no, you will not be getting it. My Suzu truck's got a drink holder. I've got a few other things as well. So we've got quite a few things happening on tonight's show. We want to have a little bit of fun. I am going to get Kerryn Manning on the phone shortly. So she will be one of our first guests with an injury update. And unfortunately, it's not all great. And we will have Louise Toulmin coming on with some news from Haras to Trotteurs. Also, they're the major sponsors for Sunday's huge meeting, the all trotting meeting at on Redwood Day. And it's going to be a huge day. Not allowed to do that if I hit the wrong button. I've got to be very, very careful there. A huge day for the meeting as well. And of course, they're the proud sponsors with the EL Titan Haras to Trotteurs Derby, of course. So yeah, so very, very big meeting. I'm just going to try and see. I haven't actually looked. Yeah. So the Angelique Club might be one of the main races. The Mares race it is too, which was I think I saw it the other day. Was the Jess Tubbs, Emma Stewart going head to head. Josh Dickey's on. We could even get Josh on the phone. Big news with he heading back in January back to New Zealand. So hello to you, Joshua. And also Mark Barton with some news regarding Nutrien and the sales, where we're at, what's going on, plus some exciting news going across the waters. Not quite the same direction as Josh. Similar, but not quite the same directions. While I've got Alex Hurley on, she actually, because I put the comments on, you bring the subject, and she bought it, why we love to race greys. So congratulations, Alex, on your win the other day, and I did happen to pinch this one off your Facebook feed, so congratulations. Having a hell of a run with this little filly. I forgot her name. Her name has left me at the minute, but well done. She is going awesome. And also, big happy birthday to Greg Sugars, because that is actually why you put that up there as well. So happy birthday to Greg. If you don't follow him on socials, you wouldn't know, but if you follow him on socials, you can't miss it. Diane Riley, I was in Queensland the other day. I should have caught up with Daisy. Hello to you, Diane. Nellie Melba, Ali Beryl. Please, anyone wants to get involved with the show, please do. But while I have a couple of my New Zealand friends on, I'll put the NZB hat on for the time being, because these guys are getting behind it. But please, there are Spun Silver. Thank you very much. I apologise for that, Alex. These guys are getting behind it. Of course, some tragic news coming out in relation to Katie Cox, and Matt Markham does the Over the Ditch show with me. If you would like to go and watch that show, Maddie will give a bit more of an update into Katie, but she was effectively, or she is effectively, a young lady. Never smoked a day in her life, but has been had contracted, I suppose is the right word, lung cancer. And she needs some help. She needs a lot of help with money and fundraising. And Chantel McMullen, hello to you, Chantel. A lot of fundraising, and a lot of people get behind Chantel and try and raise some money. So I'll put this one up here first. If you're in New Zealand, Whatever with Wiggy. Now, if you want to know more about this, if anyone's out there and they want to know more about it, go to Whatever with Wiggy on Facebook. He is a clerk of the course who does a lot of good for mental health, a lot of good for a lot of other things as well. So if you want to know more about the Katie Cox and what is going on, go to Whatever with Wiggy. But the charitable, and that is all the bank details for New Zealand. I'm not even going to try and do that, but it says there to reference Katie when you put your donation there. however big or small. And then Harness Racing Australia events account, and the same thing there. I won't read the numbers out, they are there. I was going to put these in the post, the attachment. I actually might throw Emily Morgan under the bus. She might put them in the comments section for me, especially for the New Zealand ones, if you want to. If you want to stay anonymous, Darren Clayton. Hello to you, mate. I saw it. Great to see Darren the other day. Got some new things on the go. If you want to stay anonymous, you can. There's been a little bit of talk today about certain people not donating and all the rest. Some people don't want to be known, don't want it known that they are donating money and how much they are. The official total on the Facebook feed was 55. The unofficial total is well in excess of that. So well done to everyone in the early stages of it. I know they were racing today at Winton, and I know Kirsten Green, he's a good friend, and she was driving a thing that everyone donate one losing drive from today's meeting, and it was down in Kirsten's area. I'm not saying she has or she hasn't, but they had a big meeting down there today. Hello, Sammy Kilgour. Yeah, they had a big meeting down there and trying to raise some money for her. So effectively, it is to raise money for her to get the drugs. She's the only, they believe, I shouldn't say she is the only, they believe she's the only person in New Zealand lady. So yeah, it affects, it's not rare as what we think, but it is rare in New Zealand, being that she is the only person with it. And it affects young ladies, unfortunately. So another shocking disease that we find out more and more about, and yeah, it is actually a lung cancer that she has contracted. So yeah, Addington Raceway have got a luncheon. It is $1,200, which includes Punters Club tickets for a table of 10, so $120 in the Silks Lounge at Addington Raceway on Melbourne Cup Day, Tuesday the 7th of November from 1 o'clock, which will tie in with the races over here with Flemington, because that'll be about 11 o'clock. For bookings, go to gregoRacing1@gmail.com. So I imagine that's Greg O'Connor, so well done to you, Greg, driving that. Or call the Addington Raceway. The phone number is there. Any donations for auction items, greatly appreciated. So make sure you get behind that one as well. So that's a Katie Cox luncheon, Melbourne Cup Day. So the 7th of November at the Addington Raceway. So if you can get along there, get 12 people involved, 10 people involved, $1,200, and you'll also get Punters tickets, Punters Club tickets, which I would imagine they would be raging on against the Melbourne Cup meeting. Yeah, because there is no meeting in New Zealand that runs in line with that. I'm going to say I don't think there is. There might be a thoroughbred meeting. Another one for Emily, who may have disappeared, or she was going to, anyway, she was going to get those put in there. Keep an eye on the comments in this section and you'll be able to find it, or go to Harness Racing New Zealand. The other place to go to is just go to Harness Racing New Zealand Facebook page, or HRNZ. You can follow the links to that if you would like to donate. And I'm not sure where you find the Australian links, but I might put a post up actually, and you'll be able to follow both links and be able to go there. That might be the best way to do it after I've done this show. So that is, of course, the Katie Cox fundraiser. The guys at NZB, I know there's a few things on the go there. Keep an eye out with Gavel House, also with their yearling sales. There could even be a yearling. I'm not going to say too much about it because I'm not 100% sure it's been official, but will be sold early through there. Emily's put those up, and Emily, if you are listening, hello Narelle Redwood, one of the great names for one of the great weekends. Em's, I'm not sure if it's official or not, but that horse will be auctioned, but there will be a horse auctioned during Cup Week, I believe, all to raise money for Katie Cox. Yep, thoroughbred meeting in New Zealand, from memory, Auckland and Wingatui. Meetings. Pete McMullen is on with Classic Connection as well, so don't worry, we've got Haras to Trotters coming on a little bit later on. Okay, I will start getting one of my guests on, but please bring anything you like to the table. It's all good. Peter McMullen and Chantal McMullen, of course, are standing Classic Connection in conjunction with Haras to Trotters. Darren Clayton's on there from Queensland. There's plenty of people actually on there from Queensland as well. Trotting in Queensland is going very, very good. David Cuneen, I don't know you, David. Gary Dowling. Some exciting news for Tasmania as well coming up, plus Over the Ditch. Got some more stuff for New Zealand. Real quirky one a little bit later on, but don't forget to bring your topic. But I did say I would get the sister-in-law on the phone. Hopefully she answers.
Hello.
You're outside tonight. You're not cooking. You're not making spuds with one hand.
I've been trying to feed up with one hand.
Kerryn Manning joins me. Kezi, you are live, so don't worry about that. Just 1 second, Kez. So a horse has been donated by Jared Cayford, renamed Katie's Courage, and that will be auctioned over the New Zealand Carnival. So, of course, that's in relation to Katie Cox, Kez, who unfortunately has developed lung cancer. I'm not sure the exact terminology for a person that never smoked a day in her life and only 30 years of age, or just over 30 years of age, and has contracted lung cancer. So New Zealand are doing great things there to raise money, funds and awareness for it. So I'll double down on that a little bit later on. But Nathan Purdon's watching. I've got all of them watching, Kez. They must have chimed in because they knew I was going to talk to you.
Must have, yeah.
I've got to find me. I've got to find me thing. I've lost something. I haven't got. I'm missing something. Don't know where it's gone either. It's not here. It's annoying me actually. It should just be. There it is. There. Right, now I've got it, and now you're there. Firstly, thank you for joining me.
No problem.
I am going to put up this photo too. Kezi, when we were looking for photos, I found a photo of Kez, and she said I should be using that as the photo for when she's on the when she does the phone calls. I haven't used it, Kezi. I've been sensible, but you do enjoy that photo, don't you? The Wonder Woman one.
It didn't look like that in real life.
Oh, you do, Kezi. Don't you worry about that. It's all good. So yeah, but rightio, a little bit of an update on your arm, because unfortunately 4 weeks is up at the end of this week, basically, and I've noticed Plymouth Chubb's into the race, and you're not down to drive him, and you've got a little bit of an update in relation to the arm and how it's healing.
Yes, or not healing. Certainly, yeah, we're still a bit sore last Monday when I went to physio. It's been quite sore below the thumb, and she had a bit of a look at me and thought I should get a CT scan because it was still so sore. So off to the hospital I went on Tuesday, and yeah, sure enough, there's 4 fractures in there, not the one that they said originally. There's 3 others. So yeah, back to square one. Basically, got to have another 6 weeks in the brace. So yeah, okay. A couple of displaced ones, but no surgery at this stage.
Okay, so I spoke to you last night, and that was decided today, obviously, and you weren't sure when I was talking to you last night. So no more surgery, just a little bit longer resting, if you like.
Yeah. Although plastic surgeon rang just not long ago, and just got an appointment with them. They deal with the ligaments and tendons and things, so they scheduled an appointment for early in November. So they might do an MRI, and then they'll know more about if they think there should be some sort of procedure done or not. But hopefully not. But at this stage, yeah, back to the start again, sort of thing.
It must be a little bit frustrating for you.
Very, yeah. It's been a bad week this week, so got lots of bad things happening this week. So hopefully next week can be a little bit better.
Do we want to know what the bad things are or not?
Horse went terrible yesterday. Had one with colic this morning, took to the vet. He's still there. He might have to have surgery tonight. So, yes, it's one of those bad weeks that horse trainers all listening will know what I mean.
and then now I now know why you're feeding up, because I know where Grant's been. So, yeah, unfortunately, the joys of horses.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, take the good with the bad, but yeah, we'll get through the bad week and hopefully have a better week next.
Did they give you some positive feedback in relation to the arm, just to take it a little bit slower and a bit longer, and it should heal, Kez? Or is it a sort of sit there and wait thing?
Yeah, not really. Just the fact that 2 of the fractures are now displaced, which isn't great. That's more of a concern of how they heal up. But the bone surgeon, he really didn't think surgery would help it much. So yeah, just rest as much as I can. I'm trying to do less than I have been. It's hard with one arm not to accidentally use it sometimes. So yeah, it's just more frustrating than anything. So, yeah, Breeders' Crown was hopefully going to be back for, but now that's not an option. So, yeah, that's a bit disappointing.
Oh, well, it is, but I mean, at the end of the day, your health's the most important thing, isn't it? And I know you won't like me saying this, but as we get older, we don't heal as quick and we don't get over things quite as quickly as what we once did.
No, for sure, yeah. Just a bit of bad luck with some falls I've had lately, and yeah, don't bounce like I used to, I suppose. I needed my Wonder Woman outfit on the other night. I wanted to just flown away and not hit the ground.
It is one of those innocuous things, isn't it, though? When you see a fall, sometimes you see a very bad fall and you think, oh, they'll be hurt. And then other times when you don't think a lot of it, like you sort of jump to your feet pretty quickly and everything seemed okay, although you were a little bit ginger, and I would imagine that was your back. That was the main concern, but it just seems odd sometimes as the falls that we can have in this industry.
Yeah, it is for sure. You see, yeah, like you said, you can see horrific ones and everybody walks away. Obviously a bit bruised, but nothing too broken. And yeah, so it sort of depends how you land. And I guess I was going pretty high speed and did a bit of tumbling. So yeah, unfortunately the wrist probably hit the ground at the wrong angle. And yeah, that was the end of that.
All right, very good. Well, you got to take care. Jeffrey Dixon says here, you better feed those birds. They sound hungry. I can tell you, Jeffrey, she doesn't have any birds, so they're not hers. That's for sure.
There's full of sparrows in the roof.
Well, there'll be people giving you another option with those. Don't you worry about that. And at least they're not spiders as well, Kezzy.
No, I wouldn't be standing here if they were spiders, that's for sure. So I can deal with sparrows, but yeah, spiders another matter.
I actually was in Queensland yesterday. I got to see the great man, Craig McGuinness. Anyone who sees Craig and don't ever bring a spider near him, you'll see a grown man cry. That'd be about right, wouldn't it, Kez?
Oh, very much so. Got a few good videos of him with some fake spiders, but yeah, very entertaining. If it's not you, it's entertaining.
I could, exactly, I was going to say, I could tell a story about Kez that'll go for too long. That was very, very funny. And a gentleman got a punch and he didn't have any idea what he'd done wrong. But yeah, just fear of spiders with Kezzy is a real thing. Kez, thank you. Take care. It's another 6 weeks, so yeah, hopefully get back to the racetrack in one piece and fit and healthy. The back, is there any update on is the back? I know it wasn't a major issue if you didn't fall. You did have a fall, but the bit more rest would have helped the back, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's been really good. It really didn't give me a lot of trouble at all for the whole time. So, yeah, it's good as new, and just got a new injury this time to deal with. So, yeah, we'll hopefully this one will heal up as good as the back did.
And surfing makes sense. Got a reasonably good report. As long as there was no infections for anyone that was wondering, she should be able to make it back to the racetrack. All going well.
Yeah, she's healing up nicely. The wound's getting smaller. They're going to re-x-ray her next Wednesday to just double check for fractures like they did with me, and they found some of me, but hopefully they won't find any in her knees. So after that, it's just a bit more box rest and a little bit more time off, and she hopefully will make it back.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Sam Greenup. Now, any harness people would know who Sammy Greenup is. But Sam is, he owns, him and his family own Rosevale Santa Gertrudis cattle. Some of the best cattle at Chinchilla the other day, and he's a great man, Sammy. They donate a lot of money to Chinchilla, but he's a lot of fun. I think we need to get him down here and get him to a couple of harness meetings. He will well and truly liven them up, Kes.
Sounds like a character.
He is. He's a good bloke. Really, really good bloke. They're good people. I might have to take you to a camp draft or two while you're out of action, Kes.
That's right. Unless I have to find a real job to earn some money.
Either that, or Emily Morgan, you might end up over in New Zealand with me, because we might get they might be able to fly you over there and do some speaking or something. You never know. I might get you.
Because I love doing that.
Yeah, I know you do, don't you? You love just standing there with a microphone and talking. It's right up your wheelhouse, isn't it?
You can do it all day.
That's why I actually do these over the phone, because I found that a lot of people would say no, when I would want to do them as a visual one. But as soon as I say it's over the phone, everyone's like, yep, like Louise Toulmin, the next one, she's fine. Louise is good as gold because she doesn't care if the hair's messy or whatever. But yeah, that's fine. Well, you're the same, so don't talk. So it's all good.
Yeah,
so,
no, if you could see me now.
Well, I got this picture of a mad lady with all these birds sitting on her shoulder because although you've moved away, they've stopped squeaking now, so it's not so bad. Hey, Kez, one for
Yes.
you. I'm going to bring it up. In New Zealand this weekend, fundraising opportunity. Don't worry, Emily's already over it now, and she sent the happy face in. And Sammy Greenup is on. Thank you, Sammy. In New Zealand this weekend is Kaikoura. One, it's a meeting that you have been to. It's an amazing meeting, isn't it?
Yeah, very unique and special place to go and watch races from. And when you can win a race there, it's even better. So, yeah, I recommend going if anybody ever had the chance, for sure.
Had you been there before you took Rooney there?
No, never been. Wasn't actually heard about it, but once you get there, it's totally different to what you're expecting and all that more spectacular.
It is, and it's a different track. It's a bit of a flat track, and with Rooney being able to hit a knee, was it a worry for you?
Not really. He sort of would get around most tracks okay, so it never really held him up. So, yeah, wasn't a worry, but wasn't expecting him to gallop out. That didn't help the matter, but yeah, certainly it was a very fair sort of track.
So the reason I'm bringing all this up, and it's picturesque, I went there last year and just absolutely loved it. Paul Foster, who actually... He contributes a lot to me. He raised my awareness of this horse called Out of My Way, trained by Paul Nan, trainer of Habibti Inter. There's too many. I'll get into trouble for the ones that I forgot going there. But this horse has raced as a pacer and as a trotter. Don't you worry, Alex Hilly, I can get you on. Doesn't matter. Paul's brought it up there. So this horse... This weekend, on Monday, is going to race at Kaikoura. Sorry, on Sunday. I've got to get this right. In a pacing race, a junior drivers pacing race on the Sunday. I'm padding for a sec, Kezzy. I just got to find the race. I think it's race 5. It is there, and I'll bring it up. So I think I can bring it up. Don't know if this will work or not, Kezzy. No, that didn't work. I'm not sure what I've done there. Something's wrong. Try that one. Yep. Okay. So now it does work. I've got it. It's all good. So there it is. There it is. Number 6. That is a pacing race. Riley Harrison is driving that horse. And then on the Sunday, on the Monday. So that's a Sunday. And then on the Monday in the Trotters Cup, it is their number 2 going around as a trotter the very next day. How cool is that?
That's cool, yeah. Over here you have to go back to the trials to get back qualified. So different rules, obviously.
It is, but a couple of people have questioned me on our rules over here, and so we can never do that. But it is actually cool, isn't it? It's something that could attract different people to our sport when it does, when it's done right. Hopefully, I haven't jinxed the horse here, and it does gallop. But, I mean, it has done.
Does gallop? Doesn't gallop.
No, hopefully it doesn't gallop. Sorry, is what I meant.
Yes.
Sorry. Hopefully it does gallop. Yeah, that's the wrong way. Yeah, lucky you're here. You're getting better at this. You're actually you could nearly host this show the way you're going, Kezzy. That's much better. He has done it before. Where is it? Right here, but not the very next day. So he won at Westport on Boxing Day. He backed up on the 28th. So the 26th, he won as a pacing race on the grass over 2,000 metres. He backed up 2 days later in a pacing race over 2,000 metres and won that. And then he backed up another 2 days later, so on the 30th, in a trotting race over 2,500 and ran 3rd. So we need him to win both of these. So there's no pressure on the poor young junior, Riley Harrison, is there? Like he's got to be able to deliver. And then Paul's just got the easy job, win on it as a trotter.
Yeah, no, it's quite an interesting concept. The horse is obviously, hopefully he doesn't get confused, but he's done it before, so he must be right. But yeah, you don't hear from that. Well, I've ever heard of that. So the next day, so good luck to them, and hope he wins both times.
It is good, and that's going to happen at Kaikoura, as I said, which is it's not a faultless track. It's a beautiful track, but it's not faultless, that's for sure.
It's a boy horse, because if it was a girl horse, that would be no problem. But you know. Men aren't usually that clever.
You be very, very careful, Kerryn Manning, and look after your arm. There's some chance by the looks I'm going to see you in New Zealand. Don't you worry about that, because I've already got it, because Emily said I'm stealing your thunder, so that's fine. So, yeah, it is all good. But please take care of yourself. Stop peeling potatoes with one hand, because I thought about that afterwards, and that's impossible. There's no way knowing you sat them on the sink and were able to peel them. So give the hand a chance to mend.
Yeah, I do. I must do that. Yes, you're right. I'll take your advice.
No, you won't.
For the first time ever.
I know you won't. But anyway, that's all good. Kez, thank you, and I will take care. And I look forward to seeing you in New Zealand doing a fundraiser and a guest speaker. And you might have the microphone all day for the whole day. I think that'd be very good for you. So yeah. Chrissy Gill says there, take care, Kez, lucky you're tough. You want to see her when there's no cameras around, Chrissy. She ain't that good. Emily said there, you definitely need to come with me. I've got you in the trouble. I'm going to get into trouble from Grant too.
Do a free ticket.
Yeah, I'm going to get you in trouble from Grant. Don't worry about that, and myself. So we'll be both in trouble. So.
I'm a bit useless now anyway, so you won't miss me.
Well, you could say something to that, but I won't, so it's okay. Rightio, you go finish feeding up, or he won't be happy when you get home. Hopefully he's bringing tea home this time, and it's not mashed potatoes, so you don't have to worry about doing that. But Kezi, thank you very much. Thank you for joining me, and take care of the arm, doll.
I will. Thank you, Paulie. Thanks.
That's Kerryn Manning there, and anyone that's not sure, she is my sister-in-law, so I can have a little bit of fun with her, but a little bit unfortunate too for one of the sports greats that it's not healing, in all seriousness, and hopefully she does get on the mend very, very shortly. I been away, and I have to update something on this computer so that I can get rid of those things a lot quicker. So I apologise for them taking that little bit longer to remove. Alexander Hurley came on there. The camera on my work laptop doesn't work, so my colleagues have no idea just how different horse clothes are from office clothes. Oh, very good. I thought you were meaning if I rang you, but no, you're right. There's a lot of people that do not know what is going on. I might change to this one, and we'll try Louise. Sometimes I did send her a message, so hopefully she's aware of it. She knows I'll be live anyway when I ring her. There's just a couple of things coming out of Haras to Trotters at the minute.
Hi, Paul.
Louise, you are live, so hello to you.
Hi, how are you?
Very, very good. I'm always a little bit careful when I answer the phone or when I am live, because I've got to make sure I get the live part out there straight away. Firstly, thank you very much for joining me. A little bit of news coming out of the team at Haras to Trotters as we speak. Firstly, big week with the Derby, the EL Titan Haras to Trotters Derby to be run this week at Maryborough, and a huge hand being played by the team at Haras to Trotters.
Yeah, look, we've, really proud to be sponsoring, teaming up with the Maryborough Harness Racing Club and sponsoring the Victorian Derby. Where, at Haras to Trotters, we're trying to bring the best bloodlines we can, and have stallions that are a price point that, can be attractive to all points of the market out there, So, from bringing, the best in the world, which may be at that pointy end, the dearer scale, but, announcing this week that we've got Shawnee. Unfortunately, he's broken down, didn't totally break down, but, had a couple of issues and they didn't want to break him down, so they decided to retire him off the track, with a pedigree like his. And, I think he showed enough on the track that potentially, he could be a good sire going forward.
Sorry, Louise, I did have one thing turned off my YouTube in case people wanted to talk on, so I turned it on. Exactly, and he has been retired, and there's some important updates. You threw me because you're a bit like Kerryn, you're starting to host these shows now. You come on that often that you're starting to host them. Firstly, there's a huge competition in regard with Shawnee.
Yeah, so people can just jump on and onto our website, just to enter if you're looking to want to breed a mare this year. As long as you've got a brood mare, just enter the competition. We'll draw it on Sunday. Hopefully Shawnee, the human form, will be there to draw that. And yeah, so it's a free service to Shawnee for this season. So yeah, just we're not expecting, he's been announced quite late in the season, and probably a lot of people have already booked their mares in or had them served already, sort of thing. But we just sort of want to give, some people out there an opportunity. If they're looking to breed, maybe someone, thought they've already bred their mare but do have another one, feel free. Make sure you, if you've got a mare in the paddock and you're looking to want to breed it, no harm in entering the competition, and, potentially you could be a winner.
So the competition's as simple as going to harastotrotters.com.au and then just follow the links to Shawnee and register your name and your intent to try and win it. He stands for $1,250. He's a son of credit winner out of World Class Hanover, a Cantab Hall horse. He had, I think from memory, 10 starts, won 5 of those. Stunning good-looking rooster himself as well. He had a lot going for him, that's for sure. His maternal line is outstanding, and anyone can register and win that. And do they have to be on track to win it at Maryborough?
No, they just have to enter it. We just sort of, didn't want to totally, make it too difficult for people. There's going to be people that just can't get there on Monday. So no, they don't have to be on track. They just need to enter it, before Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. So go to harastotrotters.com.au, follow the links to Shawnee and all the other stallions that are there as well. Right, we're going to go back a bit now. We're going to go back to the Haras to Trotters race. And the hand that is being spoken now, I wear a few hats, everyone knows that. There's no worries there at all. And of course, look after What the Hill for Woodlands, or Woodland Stands as well. And Love Me Too, who was so impressive. This is where it all starts with Haras to Trotters, being out of a Love You mare. When you start looking at the bloodlines on some of these horses, this is what Haras to Trotters have been doing. It's been a slow burn with sometimes. Other times you get a quick result, but it's just terrific to see horses like this. And then the Locomotive, who is completely bred at Yabby Dam Farms, or Haras to Trotters, being by Muscle Adela Kukaracha, of course. It's Pat's hard work is starting to really pay off.
Yeah, I think that's the case. We're probably fortunate, in the trotting ranks. We've got, Pat, we've got Duncan, we've got Alabara now going into that field as well. Woodlands, Neveliar, we are pretty blessed as people who breed trotters to access so many good horses. And I think it's reflective on seeing the times that we're seeing our trotters run. At the moment, you've got London to a Brick also racing in the Derby on Sunday as well. And, he just, yes, he's pacing bred, but, the times that these horses are running and, the quality, there's not many you see break in a trot race. And, if you probably turn back the clock, 5 to 10 years ago, that wouldn't be the case. So, yeah, I think everybody's hard work in the trotting game starting to really, be fruitful, I think. So, yeah, no, it's very exciting to be associated with sponsoring the Derby, but, having good quality horses running, and not just in the Derby, but the other fields that are running on the day.
No, absolutely. How big, I'm going to throw you under the bus quickly, how big a hand have Haras to Trotters got there? Have you had a count up at all or not?
Oh, to be honest, I'm no, I haven't.
Sorry.
I will be.
Sorry.
I will be very honest and say I'm driving the car with the float on the back.
We can tell that. Don't worry about that.
I've got pretty precious cargo in the back. I've got Soho Broadway in the back, and I've just brought her back from stud, and she's 28 days positive and foaled to Captain Treacherous. So, I'm pretty, just making sure that, I get her home to the farm nice and safe, and back into the paddock. So, go forward 11 months, it'll be another pretty exciting foal to be born. Not a trotter, but, pretty exciting pacer.
This is on Loose Lines. This is about all of the horses and the racing. This meeting on Sunday, though, it needs to be celebrated and people need to be aware of it. And I think one of the great things is exactly what you said there too, Louise, about the people that are sponsoring it. We've got Aldebaran Park. They're sponsoring two of the races, the Gold Bracelet, I think, and the Redwood. You've got Alabar Farms involved as well. And then, as tradition has it with Maryborough, they keep a lot of those traditional races as well, like the Peter Egan. There's the Alf Simons. Actually, the first race was one of those races I wanted to make sure we mentioned, the John Ashby. So they do it very, very well, Maryborough, how they still keep these historical races and also look after, you know, the sponsors and the supporters of the industry as well.
Yeah, look, it's really good going to Maryborough. You know, Bianca and I headed up there last Sunday as well, just for the Derby heats, and like they get a really passionate, you know, local crowd goes to the races.
Yep.
And you know, it's actually really invigorating, really, to go to the track and actually see, you know, diehards, you know, going to the track and enjoying, watching the trots, and you know, it makes for good racing, doesn't it, when you have some people there.
I was very fortunate last year. I went to Redwood and then got on the Red Eye, and I went to Karaka, and they are two very, very similar meetings as far as the passionate people involved in the industry.
Yeah, I'm just jumping out of the car. Sorry about that.
I can hear your dog. You don't get out there. Jamie Lee King, your neighbour's tuned in. You don't get out at Oakbank and until what's his name? Tiger. Tiger's underhand. Ashley Haynes is in there as well. Of course, Ashley, he's having a huge year as well with the Trotters. Going forward as well.
And I think Ashley will be quite happy because I think his mare is positive in foal to Orlando Vici. So I think I saw that come through on a result sheet the other day, so that he'd be quite excited about having I think it's Maple Leaf Phoenix in foal to Orlando Vici. So there's a little bit of a commentary straight off the press.
Well, Ashley's quite unique.
Hopefully he knows about it.
Well, it'd be funny because he watches me and he tells me he gets a glitch. Their reception where he lives is terrible. So he said sometimes it's good, so we'll find out if it's good or bad, but other times he tunes in to watch and he gets a glitch, so he turns it off. But he did just tune in just then. And I think the best part about the trotting is people like Ashley as well, who don't have the brand name, if you like, but that they definitely have the passion for the industry, and we need to continue growing that. One of the other big things, though, Louise, and I want to get you. Hopefully, you've got a minute, or Gary's there unloading the horse, or both. But also the VSTA raffle. Are there still tickets available?
Yes, there are tickets still available. So, $30 a ticket or $4 for $100 to go into that draw to win potentially, one of 5 services that are available. So the first person drawn will choose, which stallion they wish, and go from there sort of thing. So, EL Titan potentially may be the one that, the first person's drawn wants, but it may be, that person might want a classic, so we'll make contact with as people are drawn and which stallion that they are wanting her service to from there. So that's we're supporting the VSTA, and hopefully they can generate some income from that raffle, and then they put it all back into the industry. So they're doing a really good job, Anne-Marie and her team.
Absolutely. Stuart Tanner is watching from a very wet and miserable London. He says, "Don't worry, we've had a bit of everything here today, Stuart. I had a nana blanket across me doing the New Zealand show this morning, and but now it's definitely better. Yeah. So what we want people to be aware. So these horses, and it's a huge contribution. It's about $15,000 donation from Haras to Trotters for a free service fee to any of those horses. Well, it's not free because you're paying $100, but if you might be paying $300. Depends on how many tickets you buy, but you go in there, get the opportunity to get a service fee to EL Titan and On Streak, who are both standing at Cobbity Farm in conjunction with Haras to Trotters. So they're New South Wales eligible. Classic Connection standing at Somerset Farms with the McMullins, and both Pete and Chantel were on earlier, and I'll touch on him in a second. He's also eligible for the Q-Bred bonuses. And then Used to Me and Always Ready, who are both standing here and are eligible. Always Ready is actually eligible for the V12, so huge incentives to get those horses with big bonuses at the bottom end of them. So it's a huge opportunity to get a very, very cheap service fee, but also to help the industry both through the VSTA and also putting more foals on the ground, Louise.
Yeah, that's right. So, fingers crossed, I'm not sure. I was actually couldn't attend the meeting last night, the VSTA, so I'm not sure exactly where the guys are at. But yeah, I'm hoping that it's been attractive enough for, people to want to buy a ticket and potentially, get a $3,500 service for $30 really, sort of thing. So yeah, it's like anything, you've got to buy a ticket to be in that chance to win it. So and I think the guys will still be, they'll have people at Maryborough on Friday with tickets and still be there on Sunday, just probably trying to sell some before it's drawn on Sunday.
Do you know what time it'll be drawn?
I imagine it will be drawn just after the derby.
Okay, Emma Prosser is watching as well. Daryl Brett is watching, so we've got plenty of people tuned in. So yeah, and the derby is run at $3.50. We'll say at $3.49, but $3.50 on the Sunday. Classic Connection, Louise. I was in Queensland for Chinchilla, but I was fortunate enough to get to Pete and Chantel's, and he's a great acquisition to Queensland racing. He's a great acquisition to harness racing, full stop, because go and watch the interview. I encourage anyone to go and watch the interview. What a cool dude. He didn't move, Louise. He just stood there the whole time. He was quite happy with the camera in front of him.
Yeah, no, look, when you watch that, you sort of know that he's got a temperament. Let's be honest, with a trotter, you don't, it doesn't matter how well blessed they are and talented they are, if they don't stay in their gate, it makes it pretty difficult, especially as they get up in the ranks, sort of thing. So yeah, I think he's definitely got the temperament. He's definitely got the pedigree, both maternally and by his sire being Love You, who's just, such a great sire of sires, comparing people who don't know trotters, but compare him to like Some Beach Somewhere and what the mark he's leaving. You know what I mean? Being a sire of sires, Love You is just doing it worldwide, sort of thing. So yeah, no, he's very exciting. His foals are cracking types. He leaves a bit of bling on quite a few of them as well. So yeah, which is always nice. But he's leaving. I think a lot of them you can see that Love You coming out in them. And if he throws his temperament as well, I think that'll hold him in good stead. Yeah, I think he hasn't had big books of horses, but I think he's had enough that yeah, from the ones I've seen, and even rising yearlings that'll go through the sales next year, they are really, really nice types.
I have one here, and I've openly said it's a little bit spirited, but it is out of Lucinda Mack, and anyone who knew Lucy would know that. Been away for 12 days, I think I've been away for, and I can tell you, Louise, she is an absolute darling. I was out there playing with her just before, and I know Holly's put a lot of time into her, my daughter, but yeah, she's just got a lovely temperament. Mum settled down. Anyone wondering, in all honesty, she was a maiden mare, and we've all had maiden mares, Louise. It is one of the scarier things about breeding, I think, that first time with a maiden mare, isn't it?
Well, you sometimes don't know how they're going to react. You know what I mean? Sort of thing. I had a mare here born, and I think she sort of got up and, sort of looked around, and she sort of thought, nah, don't like that. What was that? And it was sort of a little bit, that's yours. Yep. And, it was like, is she going to like it? Isn't she going to like it? Yeah, it is quite challenging. But, yeah, luckily for us, she does like her baby. So, yeah, but no, it's I think, we're going through, we're in the midst of the stud season now, and, hats off to anybody who's breeding, falling down, trying to get mares back into foal, all of that. It's hard work, and, I think we all need to hear positive stories around us, and the support that hopefully everybody can give each other, because yeah, it can be long and arduous. Yeah,
absolutely. I've noticed most of the studs at like Dean and Blanche Poole, they quite regularly do, although Jamie Lee was on just there before, but Dean and Blanche Poole and the likes, they always tune in, but they're not, and you know why they're not. You don't take it personally. I think they still enjoy the stuff I put out there, going from there. Louise, I'm going to question you on one though. You said there to compare Love You with Some Beach Somewhere. I'll argue he's a better sire than Melanie Thackeray. Elder Barron's tuned in. Long hours is what she's wrote. So I would gather that she's got a few files on the ground now. But Love You would be a better sire, I believe, than Some Beach Somewhere, and I'm happy to put it out there as controversial, because not only has he left sires and champion sires in that as well, but he's a broodmare sire and leaves broodmare winners everywhere. Very rarely I do my Talking Trotters show that you go through and you will not find a winner that's not out of a Love You mare in Australia, and I would imagine you could do that anywhere in the world, or a Sun, and in fairness, a Sundown mare. The job that these couple of stallions have done to increase the gate, if you like, in this part of the world or any part of the world is just outstanding.
Oh, I think, think of the Love You Sundown Cross has just been so successful. In New Zealand, they've been bred, and now we're sort of, and Sundowners have been so successful. So, there's probably been quite a lot of those bred in New Zealand and, imported to us into Australia and the like. And he's a dominant, sire. I think it's like me personally, we just wanted to get a Love You broodmare, you know what I mean? Sort of thing. So, fortunate for us, we've got one and she's in foaled bird parker. So, so it's exciting to know that we've got, sires available, Love You, he's got the best, probably touch wood, for the people who own Queen Alida, but she's probably the best trotter at the moment, and she's a Love You, and, God knows what she's going to do or what her foals will be worth when she has sort of thing. But, he's still doing it with horses on the track. But, we're now seeing, like with the horse, the Love Me Too being, is that his name?
Yep.
Too? Yep. Being, probably the favourite for Sunday's race, being out of a Love You mare sort of thing. So, he is. He's an incredible sire, and, he's still available for people to breed to. So, you wouldn't care, would you, when your foal's born? It might be one of those ones plenty of people look and go, God, I hope it's a colt, but I'm sure that people who are breeding to Love You, plenty of them are saying, hope it's a filly sort of thing. So that's exactly
the arguments in our house. Myself and Holly were praying for a colt, and Marie's very happy we got a filly. And anyone wondering, that's actually the Love You Sundown Cross. We can't afford those couple of horses, and that's the beauty of Classic Connection. He is very affordable, and he offers you that because Lucinda's out of Danny Boucher, who Danny was by Sundown. So that was one of the reasons we went for it. So you do have that option if you think you haven't, can't afford, the Queen of Leaders, which I don't think too many of us could, or the Love You Doozies. There is still ways of doing it and improving your own bloodlines. And that's the thing. He's an international class horse. He's a Franco-American, which, you only have to talk to Anton. If you say, what's this Franco-American? Pull up a chair, sit down, make yourself a coffee, because Anton's so passionate about it, and so Mr. Devoir and so many people around the world just love it, and the speed that it injects into the industry, and that's what Classic Connection does bring to the table as well. Louise?
Well, Mr. Devoir has been such a prominent breeder, you know what I mean? He bred Classic Connection, so he hasn't actually missed many times. So so that gives you the confidence, you know what I mean, to breed to Classic Connection, and he has that added bonus about being Q-bred eligible. So And
EL Titan is obviously here as well. He's the sponsor of the Haras Trotters, Victorian Trotters Derby, but standing at Cobbity Farm, a Muscle Hill horse, $3,800. I think I might get into trouble when I say that. I should have the banner up in front of me before I say that. But super exciting to have him here, and he's here and already been collected a couple of times, I believe.
Yeah, look, no, he is. His book's filling, quite nicely. So we're pretty wrapped in having him, I think, we've just put together a small little video on him. So, go to the HD website and click on EL Titan and see that. And it just sort of has a couple of the races, or three of his wins. He's beating Trixton, he's beating Father Patrick, and he's beating Resolve, So he raced against the best. That's always, nice to be able for people to see that as well, the quality of horses he raced against. So he was a quality racehorse. He's got an impeccable pedigree, and he's proven. So, that has been taken out of the equation to the fact that, will he throw, and because he already has. So, he's an extremely exciting horse to be able to offer, and to be able to offer him as a chilled stallion being available to Australian, New Zealand breeders. It's, pretty exciting.
We've got some quite a few harness racing people on. Cody Winnell, hello to you, Cody. You would have dealt with Cody quite a bit as well, Louise, back when he was with HRV. He's actually no longer there, but there's a couple of other people from HRV on as well. But good to have Cody watching the stream. He's not going to chime in, but I appreciate them tuning in from time to time as well.
No, well, yeah, and can I just do a shout out to?
You can do whatever you like. That's what this show does. You don't worry one bit. This show's.
A shout out to Alana and Alex for our winner on Tuesday at Menangle. It was, like I've sort of put it out there on social media that we had when that horse crossed the line. People might not know his story, but it was fantastic, and it makes it all worthwhile, these long days and long nights, and having a winner. We've been walking on air for the last couple of days.
You've actually had a couple. I've got him up there on the screen, and the horse is called Fear the Banker. He's by Fear the Dragon out of Banking on You. His stable name is Gav. And fortunate enough, myself and Troy Harley, who has him now, we had a little bit to do with. I've forgotten his name.
NJ.
NJ. But this is a problem. Troy and the girls have changed his name to MJ after Michael Jordan because they're not sure of the NJ, how that rise worked. But that was, of course, Pay Rise. Also, Gavin Lang raced for so long, and your association in the industry started very heavily with Gavin. So this horse is named Gav. Unfortunately, at the Nutrien sale, he failed a vet scoping test, but that's not always the end of the world, and that's what's always been said. And he's been able to make it to the racetrack. Was that his second or third start, Louise? Fourth. That was his fourth race start, and got the chockies for you. I reckon Louise is gone. She's actually still there. No, you're back. You're there, Louise?
Yeah.
You disappeared for a second. But, at his fourth race start, he was able to get the chockies for you, which was just terrific, isn't it?
Yeah, no, look, it's been a lot. We lost his mother to colic a number of months ago. We tried our hardest, got her to...
Unfortunately, Louise has gone. The horse I was talking about in question was a mare called Handy Bank, who won $122,000. It was my spare hand, actually. Gary Toulmin raced that, and Gavin Lang was a trainer, and it's been this association ever since Louise has dead set gone, just in case she rings me back. But, of course, so well done to those. And that's the beauty of training horses. It's not always exactly as it seems, and we go from there. Reception isn't great around the corner. She's at the bottom of the hill, Jamie. You've got to look up over the top of her. You need to put an aerial up for her, so she'll be fine. They would be. No, Jamie would be definitely higher than anyone that's been to those parts of the world. It is very good. Well done to Durham Park too, Jamie. Having a huge year. Haven't said anything about the Victoria Cup because I had to take off the next day and head to Chinchilla to the Camp Draft World. But well done to the team at Durham Park, having a big run. And I didn't see Jamie in the photo, so I think as well with Mel Thackeray and Louise Toulmin, possibly. Jamie was home foaling down mares at the time, but I think the farm had two winners on the night, on a big night of harness racing. Let's get that up. I don't know if that was... No, that was the Geelong Cup. It was back on the 14th. It was a little while ago, but I've been away for a while, so that is for sure. But I'm pretty sure the team had a couple of winners on the nights. Queen Alida, Petrarca, they did not breed. Acneo, of course, who won the Victorian Cup, and Sweet Bella, who they purchased at Nutrien sale. Of course, being by Sweet Lou, should look after all of my sponsors as I go. Right, hang on a sec. We better get rid of a couple of things here. We've got to get rid of Louise because Louise has gone. We'll take down that side. I need to get me thingamajiggy back going. I know that much. It'll be a lot easier when I can get that. So, of course, Sweet Bella is by Sweet Lou, who stands at Woodland Stud. And I know I've got these here somewhere. That's a Nutrien web address. Oh, yep, there it is there. So woodlandstud.co.nz, and of course Sweet Lou has taken all before him on both sides of the ditch, as is down by the seaside. So make sure you get have a look at both those horses because he's doing a really, they're all doing a great job. Of course, headed by the champion in Bettor's Delight. Now, Louise said there before that the beauty of trotting and the gait of the trotter and what happens with them. Of course, on Sunday with the redwood, and I'm going to bring this meeting back up. It is Katie Perry Evans. So you must have got married last week, Katie. That'll come on your Facebook pages as well. But welcome to you. So Wales, we've got them from London, we got them from Wales. Harness racing is going global here on Campbell's Comments tonight. But anyone wondering about that, myself and Cam Brace sat down for a quiet meal at the Kaikoura Hotel afterwards, and got to meet two lovely people and have a lot of fun since. And I'm hoping to get across there next year, Katie. So you'll have to show me some of the sites. Take me to the Ram, the Loaded Ram. Is that what it's called? She'll tell me. Anyway, she has her own restaurant and has some fun. They do some very, very different things. Darren McCall, saw Darren on Tuesday when I was doing some stuff to Nutrien, and I have to get Bardo on the phone in a minute. Hopefully we can get Mark Barton on the phone. Just trying to find this page. Where is it? I've got too many things. Of course, they had Murray's Mac win as well the other day, and he's made his way into the redwood, and I'll talk about the redwood in a second. Hungry Ram. It's the Hungry Ram. August we married, but couldn't have the honeymoon until race season had finished. The Hungry Ram. That's it. So we'll get across there as well. Hello to you, El Morrow. I believe has relocated, looking at things. So so the beauty of racing, and I have my Woodlands hat on. I'll just change back to this one here in a second. Of course, is London Tour Brick. Is a pacing bred by Bettor's Delight out of I'm Just For You, who is by Christian Cullen. And this is one of the joys, I think, of the harness racing industry, because not only is there that horse, there is this one here by Betting Line, who is a son of Bettor's Delight, out of All Promises. And that is by Albert, and that is not as promised. The two horses that are going to feature pretty highly in the EL Titan Harasta Trotters betting market, and both those horses are pacing bred. The one with London Tour Brick, and the interesting part about him being out of a Christian Cullen mare, the mother of Christian Cullen and True Roman, half brother and sister, and of course True Roman was a champion trotter, so there's definitely trotting there. They're the only two foals out of the mare, actually. So hence the reason where the trot comes from. And Bettor's Delight, Mark Hughes will tell me off, but I think he's left something like, I think it's 12 Group 1 winners. I think is what it is. I bet she never missed a day on the job. Michael House, you are as random as they come. You better give me some more information on that one. I bet she never missed a day on the job. Kerryn Manning, I think you're talking about. And if that is Kez, Michael, she is definitely got to take it easy at the minute. She's out for another 6 weeks. Anyone tuning in, go back and watch the show. Go back and watch it on YouTube. Facebook made it a bit hard. You can't scrub forward. Anything that goes out live now, you watch it live, but you can't scrub backwards and forwards. But if you go to the YouTube Campbell's Comments YouTube page, you can scrub forward and backwards and give it a like and a subscribe if you're there. If you're watching on YouTube, don't be scared to put the comments in, albeit the Facebook ones do. But yes, no, she's definitely got to slow down now. She's out for another 6 weeks. Anyone's just tuned in, Kerryn Manning's out for another 6 weeks with the unfortunately no fractured bones, is now 4 fractures that have come to light as it's not healing, basically, as everything slowed down. So they've done some more scans. So she's just got to take it easy, and she'll hopefully make it back. She was hoping to be back for the Breeders' Crown, but no, that won't be happening as yet. And also, while we've got quite a few people who have tuned in, don't forget the Katie Cox fundraiser. So Katie Cox has developed or contracted lung cancer. I'm not sure exactly. Well, not contracted because it's not a contagious disease, unfortunately. But she has lung cancer. She's a non-smoker. Go to Whatever with Wiggy. If you're on Facebook, go to Whatever with Wiggy, and you'll be able to follow it there. And you can see there all the codes, or Harness Racing Australia events account to donate to Katie Cox to fight this battle with lung cancer. The treatment's $100,000. She's had to get rid of all of her horses. She had full book of horses for the yearling sales. She can't do that Plenty of people donating. Kirsten Green has asked for people to donate their driver's fees. I might even ring Kirsten and get a bit of a thing, just one losing driving fee to donate to get Katie Cox up and going. The Addington Harness Racing Club have got together. You can get in touch with Greg O'Connor. It's gregoracing1@gmail.com. For tickets there. They will fill fast. That is on Melbourne Cup Day in the Silks Lounge at Addington Raceway, the 7th of November from 1 o'clock, which will tie in beautifully with the Melbourne Cup coverage. Punters Club, and plenty of giveaways, auction donations still to come, so there's a lot going on there. Katie never smoked a day in her life. It is very rare, and unfortunately, like a lot of these ones, it's just coming to the hand now that it affects a lot of young ladies, albeit they believe Katie is the only lady in New Zealand to have lung cancer this way. So yeah, make sure you get involved with that if you have only just tuned in. And Michael House, while I've got you there, out of my way, that doesn't actually help me, racing twice in 2 days. It will race Sunday at Kaikoura in the junior drivers race, whatever with Wiggy there. Thank you very much, Emily. Yeah, out of my way will race on the Sunday as a pacer in a junior drivers race, and we'll back up on Monday in the Kaikoura Trotters Cup as a trotter, and we'll have a big chance. It is still in the rankings. I think it's no, it's just outside the rankings to get a start in the Dominion Handicap, and it's a live chance of getting it into that as well. So something very, very unique as a historian, Michael. I want to know if it's been done before, if a trotter has raced a day apart, or I don't know if you call it a trotter, a standardbred has raced a day apart, once as a trotter and once as a pacer. I'd really, really like to know the answer to that. We'll see how you go. I've got another guest to get on. I forgot about him. He'll be telling me off. We'll see if we can get hold of him. Hopefully we can. I haven't seen him tune in just yet. Corey O'Donoghue. Hello to you, Corey. Young man I must catch up with again one day. Same day. You're teasing me now, Michael. There's been a trotter race or a horse race in 2 different gates on the same day. Jamie Lee King, not sure if it's been mentioned, but it's mentioned on Loose Lines before, but the Trotteurs and Mark Club are looking for anyone who would like to purchase signage rights to their new racing complex. $1,200 a sign for 3 years, or $400 a year for 3 years. Look at you go, Jamie. Many times, Michael's saying. Okay, Peter Ramirio is watching as well. I'm not getting you on tonight, Michael, because my show's gone long enough as it is, and I still have Mark Barton. They also have their, thank you to Jamie, I want to get the message out there, the Nutrien Harness Racing Club, stay in tender. Go to Nutrien Harness. I haven't got it, and I haven't got it on this computer. I got it on that one, and I can't get it. Okay, we'll do it this way. We'll find it. Hang on one sec. Nutrien Harness Racing Club, because sometimes, no, that's not it. You go to them in the first, there it is there, Nutrien HR, go to nutrienhr.com.au, and give me one sec, Jamie, there it is there, the stay in tender. You can get in touch with anyone there. Tenders, please call Mark Roberts on 0455 921 708 or Margley on 0417 922 747 to get in touch, or you can just go into the more information. We'll click on Ride Highs here for the minute, but I'm pretty sure it works. Love it when a plan comes together. No, that's not the one I wanted. Sorry, that is the information on Ride High. We'll get out of that. Sorry for that one. The stay in tender form. There. Click on that stay in tender form and then fill it out. Your name, your details, and you will be able to bid on any of those horses. And while I've got them there, no, I won't do that. They look better on this one here. We'll give the sponsors and that their time. They've got Ride High, standing at Alabar Farms, Dancing in the Dark M, that should have on the end of it, at Aldebaran Park. Jillaby Kung Fu, who is standing, I think, with the guys, Margley and the team, I think, for a reason, for Cobbity Equine Farms. Doing a great job. Follow the Stars for Medowie Lodge. Wingate Farms have 2. They've got Tintin in America and also Be Happy Mac. Rock and Roll Dance for Somerset Farms, Chantel and Peter Turpin in Queensland. Another for Medowie Lodge, the great job he's doing. My high expectations for Medowie. A lot of the Queenslanders will be there. Another of the locals, Soho Lanakai, for the Stanleys. Lather Up, got the right hat on, not that you can see it, for Woodland Stud. Tipperary standing Restrepo. You get the opportunity of Angus Hall or Peak at their advertised price. Eldon Park for Guaranteed, and Burwood Stud have changeover. So that's Darren Garrard, who contribute a lot to the industry. So we want to make sure that you get in touch with them. So just go to, you can see it up there in the top corner, Terang, hr.com.au, and you can follow the links, and it's very, very easy. I'll scroll very, very quickly, back up here. Just click on that stay in tender form. It'll pop up, downloadable, and away you go. The great Timmy White. He's been missing. I have not seen Timmy White for a while. Great to have Timmy back on the show. Must have stopped shoeing horses. No, he would have been at Whitton for a while there. So, yeah, Follow the Stars, the sire of the Grey Flash. That would be, we've got to get back up to here, and that would be that bloke there. I reckon is who you're saying there. The beauty, talk about, was talking before with Louise Toulmin about trotters and paces and the likes. And, yeah, Follow the Stars. That's Not My Gate. It's a horse that he has sired, has left many trotting winners as well. So they can come from everywhere, that is for sure. But please get around the Terang Harness Racing Club. Concreting, I think they got their first meeting. Jamie Lee King, you can help me out on their first meeting. It is coming up next month, middle of next month, I reckon. So good luck to them, and a beautiful big shed. Going to be quite good. Always have good food at Terang, so you'll have a good shed now. It won't matter if it's in winter or not. And yeah, great to see you are still alive, Timmy. One of the many hats. I've got a few more hats I've got to put up. I'm going to have to do something about. There it is, the white stable right there, front and centre. Still gets a run. Got to look after these good Kiwis, and yeah, plenty of news coming out of New Zealand as well. The last couple of days. Boom, boom, boom. Right, Mark Barton. I have to try and get hold of Bardo. Forgot about him. Better have that on there and that.
Mate, can you give me 5?
I can do that, mate. We're live, so you just ring me back when you're ready. It's all good.
No, so I'll tell you what, I won't. I'll do what I've got to do straight after I talk to you, mate. That'd be better.
No, I can prattle on. There's no stress. You are physically live as we're speaking, so don't worry about that.
No,
so.
Well, let's talk now, mate. No, I've only just, as I'm glad you rang now. We've just walked in from weighing a couple of thousand lambs, so just walking through the door.
You're back home, obviously.
No, we've got a ram sale at the Picker family tomorrow, so we're staying here, and we'll go and sell a couple of runs of Pole Dorset and Borderless rams tomorrow.
You never stop. We got around Queensland. You and I did just the other day. We've got a few things to suppose cover off on. I think firstly, part of the most important one is that the Queensland sales catalogue. I think it's only the Queensland sales catalogue will go live as of tomorrow morning.
Yeah, actually, an update since you and I spoke, mate. We've actually gone through and proofed the balance of it, and we'll put Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane will all go live first thing in the morning now, mate. So that's only late this afternoon that Gemma said, "Look, I've got it. It's been proofed, and we're happy to go live." So yeah, so we'll be up and running. People can look at our 3 capital city sales first thing in the morning, mate. Probably from 9 o'clock.
Yeah, well, that's super exciting for everyone. I've got a lot of breeders on. Jamie Lee King's on there. We had Mel Thackeray. We've got quite a few people, so I'm sure they'll be looking at them, trying to see who's for sale. It's always fun. It's a bit like Christmas, and it's great that they've come onto the online platform. And being able to, the way technology works nowadays, it's pretty easy to access on the online and follow the prompts through, really, isn't it?
Oh, it is, mate. Look, I think whilst we're early in the season, I think a lot of people, exactly like you say, take the time to see what are the horses that are going to be on offer. And as time gets closer, you get the chance to go and look at those horses. But also you follow what happens. We won't go to print until after Breeders' Crown. We reckon that probably impacts nearly a third of the catalogues. Yep. Just the updates that happen there, and I think it's a fun journey from now on. Once you get that catalogue in people's hands before Christmas.
Yep. Yeah, no, definitely. It is. And it is exciting and be able to listen. And that is the one thing people would be saying, oh, when's the hard copy done? But it does not go to print until after Breeders' Crown. And the reason that is because they're major important updates for anyone that has a winner or a place getter through those Group 1 events.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, I think last year it could have been close to 30% of all horses listed had an update as a result of that Breeders' Crown program. So I think that's gives people the best chance of less red type in having to look at what else has happened, but you're getting an accurate depiction, and it has a positive impact on so many horses, particularly some of these young horses that are out there competing at their campaigning when you're out of younger mares, if they might only be their first, second, third foal, and they're doing well in these at the back end of the year. I think it's really important for the catalogue.
And it's so important for the stallion owners as well. They get 2 or 3 good wins through that Breeders' Crown, and they're not mentioned in their part of the catalogue. It doesn't help those stallions because people then, when they're looking at those catalogues, they're starting to think already for the next year. So we want to make sure we get all of that messaging right.
I think if you look at how much interest people take to what's happened in the US with the recent sales over there, what the sire impacts have been, how those sires have performed in the sale ring, and then you look at how that reflects on the track, and obviously that reflects 6 months down the track when we get to our autumn sales season. It will reflect in our sales, I'm sure. So it's great to see, like I say, the amount of interest in what's happening in the Northern Hemisphere and how those horses, and particularly the size have been represented in the sales. I think that's it's important for us, and I think it's really exciting when you see some of the new season size coming through again.
Yeah, I might even try and get a couple of people on from America. I've had Diamond Creek on. We might try and get a few more updates and just find out the trends and what people were enjoying going forward and backwards. John Setry's on there, the great Benny Setry brother, I think that is. Wonder if
it would be. He
wouldn't have those gumboots still stuck in the mud, would he?
Look, I reckon he did get stuck there one day, and I must have shared that vision with you. But no, Johnny's he's a fairly diverse character. I can tell you, he'll sell anything from an alpaca to a beef cattle, dairy cattle, horses, wouldn't matter. So no, Johnny's a very well-seasoned agent, and I tell him he'd be telling you that you're talking a whole lot of rot at the moment.
He's also he could auction one gumboot because the other one was stuck in some mud. It's an hilarious video, but this is a PG-rated show, so we cannot. Not that he did anything nothing anyone else would have said the same thing, but it's gold, that video, I must say. So it's one of the best work ever. But you and I were recently in Queensland, and we got around 3 of the studs. I actually got around Somerset Farms as well. The excitement level up there with the guys in Queensland is terrific, and great just to see the yearlings. It's something you and I are about to start and get the message out there.
Yeah, look, in Queensland, they do enjoy a good season generally as far as the horses being early. It was dreadfully dry up there this season. But again, if you look at the effort these guys are putting in, we went to Egmont, Burwood and the Vags, and you look at new season foals, and I think it's a really exciting time of year too. You're seeing the yearling that we're going to sell. And then, look, pop down here and we can show you the foal out of that same mare that's by a full sibling or otherwise. Look, we've tried a different cross, and I love that about it. You've got one might be current on the track. You've got something coming through, and I think those yearlings looked exceptional. They're there's a fairly diverse list of stallions represented. A far wider reach of our stallion representation, which I think that's healthy for any sales catalogue. And they're in good shape. The horses are coming up well.
No, they definitely do. It's amazing, this show. I had Louise Toulmin on. I got the breeders coming on before. Since you've been on, we've had Johnny Setry come on, Dennis Howe, great Wagga man. Hello to you, Dennis, and hope everything's going good. Actually, there's another one just come in there as well with Brooke Hammond. But the great Dane Pearce, he's on there as well. He's tuned in. He might be just keeping an eye on us, Bardo.
Mate, I think Dane's actually probably trying to make sure he brushes up on his understanding of harness now that he's going to help me with a fairly boutique harness sale of an estate in Canberra, and it's going to be after Christmas now. But as you know a little bit about that too. But yeah, no, Dane and I are both going to venture into some show ring harness gear that we're going to sell for an estate, which will be a lot of fun too. We might need some of your listeners to give us a bit more of an update on how to actually hook some of this gear up, so we sound like we know what we're doing.
I don't know too many of our listeners would know about that. There'll be some that say they do, but yeah, you never know. And of course, Brooks from Tasmania. We'll touch on Tassie in a sec. You would be wrapped with the final numbers, Mark, that have come through for both catalogues. All three major cities so far.
Yeah, look, the ones that are closed, we're thrilled to bits, mate. I think we always said we're sort of looking for 70, 75 in Brisbane, which is about where we're at, about 73. Sydney was sort of 150 to 165, and that's where it is, around 165. And, 180 to 200 Melbourne, which is exactly where it's at. It's at about 200 now. So what's important, I think, is you've got, again, a broad cross-section of size represented, but there's quality dams, and we've enjoyed the first 3 years. We've got economically, forget where harness racing's at, but economically things are tough, and there's some quality horses that are coming up for sale. And I think Sydney and Melbourne and Brisbane, they're three really good catalogues, and there's great incentives. We've got 1.25 million in April for our current crop, for our 2 and 3 year olds to go back, which will coincide with our Melbourne sale weekend. But it's good. I know, having had an interest in a horse, the Sale Race Series, can generate a nice little earner on those 2 and 3 year olds if you've got them in work and they're going okay. So it's a good incentive to get in and look to buy yearling next year.
Yeah, it is indeed. Plus, we were recently in Tasmania. Tasmania. I got Tassie on the brain because Brooke's sitting there in front of me. Queensland with their Q-bred bonuses. We've got all the V bonuses down here, plus the breeding incentives in New South Wales. There's so many other upsides to these sales. Put on top of that the Nutrien Race Series that they're eligible for.
Yep.
I think in Queensland there's going to be some trot races, hopefully as well, for the Nutrien catalogue, for the Nutrien qualified horses as well. Very, very exciting, and continuing to build the Nutrien brand.
Oh, look, and I think Sunshine Stars, mate, you've got 125,000 for 2 year old paces, both filly and colt. You've got 100 as a 3 year old for those horses bought out of Sunshine Stars, and $50,000 4 year old races now. Plus, I think you've got a $25,000 trotting filly and trotting colt, and if they don't get a field, there'll be a 50,000 combined 2 year old. So I think that on top of the 1.25 million they can chase with us as 2 and 3 year old paces and trotters in our national race series, I think it's great incentive. But it's more importantly, you want a horse that's bred well, and there's like I say, the foundation of all these catalogues. It's always a cliche thing, but I think we've got great top end of our catalogue, but we've got really, really strong depth in the catalogue this year.
No, absolutely, and the on the trotters too. We went to 3 studs the other day. Actually, I went to one. 50% at one of the studs was a trotter, but both Burwood and Lindsay and Mary Vag. I think Lindsay and Mary had 3, and I think Burwood had 5 trotters. Yep. There's plenty of great trotters. Up for grabs. Very, very well bred and world class breeding on both sides. Put on top of that with Somerset Farm, Standing Classic Connection. It's so exciting in Queensland at the moment.
And also you've got Trotters Australia. Yeah, Michael Taylor's got. Yeah. I think he's got 6 or 7. A really strong draft of. There might be one pacer, but yeah, a great draft of trotters that they're there for genuine sales. So I think that really complements a strong catalogue of horses in the trotting gate for Queensland. And like you say, they've got terrific incentives up there. And I think people are making breeding decisions at the moment. I think it's that's part of it. I think there's a lot of incentives out there for people, like when things are have been a little bit tough economically in the economy. Here you look at opportunities. Well, you invest wisely. There are real incentives out there for people to invest.
Yep, absolutely. It was indeed. Sorry, I was just reading something else. Right, exciting news with Tassie. Bardo was announced yesterday. I think I was in the car driving. Was it yesterday or today? It doesn't matter. Nutrien will be selling.
2 days into one a bit for me too. The last 24 hours.
Yeah, I did have a nana nap. I'm glad I did too, mid-afternoon, I must say, because it does get very, very confusing my end as well. But now Nutrien Equine Standardbreds will be the sellers in Tasmania from next year, and the date has been announced for that, and I'm hoping it's January 26th.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Australia Day weekend, which the Australia thing they're really keen to try and promote, harness racing in the state, right? Really try and give it a shot in the arm. And look, it's nice that they approached us and said, look, how do we work together? And we've come up. It won't be a massive catalogue. I'd say it'll be 20 to 30 horses is what we're probably looking at. And those horses, they'll obviously go through through that catalogue, but those horses can be paid up for the Nutrien series.
Wow.
And it means we'll put them on. We'll get them on our website. We'll treat it exactly the same. There'll be catalogues available. And as you know better than me, Paul, there's been some really nice horses come out of Tasmania over the years, and it's not that far. If you get a good one and they want to pay a horse up, they can get to the mainland and participate in the Nutrien race series if they'd like to.
Yeah, no, and they have quality horses. Of course, last year they had a lather up sell for 44,000, was out of a half to Bow Tide, I think, and Brooke Hammond sold us Stay Hungry, I think, for $40,000. Both seriously good-looking horses that belonged in any catalogue. They were both terrific, and that part's exciting. And Tassie Harness Racing is going gangbusters.
Look, terrific incentives for 2-year-olds down there.
Yep.
Great incentive. If you buy a young horse, you'll get it. You got a real real incentive to have a crack.
Bardo just keeps breaking up every now and then, and he's just
we are living on Wi-Fi, mate. I'm sorry, but
no, you're right.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that there's great incentives for 2-year-olds in Tasmania. So you buy one down there, and then if across the water, bring them across Bass Strait, and there's the Nutrien race series for them.
No, we'll double down on that a little bit more too, especially when you've got a better reception, or when we meet in person and go through a lot of that. Brooke Hammond saying, "Will I need an Uber driver?" I don't know about that one, Brookie. We'll touch off on that one, but I think that's the one thing that the Nutrien team will look forward to is the hospitality of the Tasmanians. And I encourage people, now that they know it's their Australian Day weekend, put it on the to-do list. It's a great weekend. I'm pretty sure they're racing. Are they going to race that weekend?
There'll be races as well as I don't know what the card will look like, but it's a good reason to duck down to the track and have a look. And there'll be horses there. And like I say, you never know. You win your 2-year-old bonus, and you feel you got one that you feel's worth pushing across to the mainland. There's a good incentive. You're probably looking at $170,000, $200,000 2-year-old racing for those purchases next year.
No, absolutely. Super exciting, Bardo. Your line is a little bit dodgy. Any more news from Nutrien?
Sorry, mate, I did drop out on you. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. Is there any more news from Nutrien?
Oh, no, I missed you again, Paul.
Any more news from Nutrien? Either that or you're not going to tell me the answer.
No, nothing else that I can think of, mate. I think we're on track with catalogues. Like I say, we want those out before Christmas. I think, the thing that's been exciting the last few months is we're seeing 3-year-olds, some high-profile horses starting to race now, and that's a lot of fun. We're seeing horses rather than just selling potential. We're actually seeing group-winning horses and lots of them, which we only play a very small part in that. What I love is the person that makes that breeding decision. A lot of effort goes into that. Then we had our first foal for the season last night, and it's anticipation. And then you think, wow, what's this potential of this horse? The only thing I will say, the last 13 foals, we crave fillies in my world, and we've had 11 colts, and got another one last night out of an embryo that I managed to secure outside of one of the best mares I reckon in the country. And if I got a filly, it was worth a lot of money, but not to be. But it's part of the fun. You see them, you choose your genetics that you want to work, and I just love seeing these 2- and 3-year-olds actually fulfilling that on the track. And credit to the breeders, and credit to the preparers at sale time, then the trainers. And I think it's that's what I do love, the passion that has to come with it for a horse to really succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. Emily Morgan, who's my she's the head of media actually at Harness Racing New Zealand. She's actually a proud Tasmanian. She's actually put on there she might have to plan a trip home for Australia Day. You've got to bring the wallet if you come, Emily. Don't worry about that. So, yeah.
Oh, tell her if she's a Tasmanian at heart and she comes home, I'm sure we'd be able to find a way to help her into a horse.
I think the great man, Mark Hughes, has got some Tasmanian ties as well in some way. I think he's actually there as we speak. But yeah, he's got a bit of Tasmanian ties. So yeah, so he'll be there, and I think it's exciting. And like from Carrick and the Carrick, she grew up in Carrick. Emily did, so she knows where it is. It's the Carrick Pacing Cup thing. But that's the exciting part about Nutrien Equine Standardbreds coming on board, is the fact of who else may actually come across and be so good for Tasmanian win-win. That's a beauty of it.
Oh, look, and look, I think, like you say, it's a strong business over there. If we look at harness racing across the whole country, I think it's great to see the Tasmanian market's healthy. There's great incentives for young horses, so incentives to buy horses, and I think the same when we were at Queensland the other day. The opportunities are great. It's revving Queensland, just that the hype heading into Dominion again, I suppose, is a big hype. I think we look at where Victoria, there's been some announcements. We've got some great racing for us again in April, and New South Wales, the incentives have been really strong there. So I think it's like the market I'm working in at the moment, beef, cattle and sheep. It's been really tough, but you do what you do and do it well. I think there's some really positive things around the corner.
Brooke, Emily Morgan, I must have gave her a promotion. I'm not exactly sure what I said, but that's okay. And then Carrick Pacing Cup will supply Emily with free drinks. So obviously Brookie knows Emily. We're just not allowed to tell Lee Dornoff, and Lee, of course, he runs the Nutrien branch in Launceston, I'm going to say, but I could get that right.
I reckon Launceston you got to call it though too, mate, or they'll reckon you're a mainlander.
I don't even know if I'm welcome back yet. I've got to make some phone calls and get there. Just quickly with Queensland, and I will let you go, but we were there the other day, looking at doing it a little bit differently, because it will be back at Albion Park, not at the Gold Coast this year. And we want to encourage people. We want to encourage people to get pre-registered, Bardo. We're remiss of that. Yep. Get in touch with Gemma, and Prospect Store is where that place is. So we both get into trouble, Bardo, but that's okay. I'm just trying to find Gemma's phone number. Get in touch with Gemma Smallman on 0447 356 549 from now. Anytime from now. Get in touch with Gemma to get everything started. People sometimes say about getting registered and getting it all working out is the hard part. You can do it from now. You'll be ready well and truly to go, where you'll be able to just rock up, show your license, show who you are, get a bid number, and away you go. And that's what we want to make it so easy for everyone.
We want to try and develop more of a VIP lane there. If you've already done all the work and got yourself set up with your credit with us, and particularly those people that have dealt with us in the past, we want to make that as simple as we can, so you can go in, what you're doing, go and have a look at horses, not be worried about lining up at a desk.
Yep.
I know the guys at Brisbane, they're talking about even taking it to another level to really turn on the hospitality for those pre-registered people that have got themselves organised. So,
yep, we won't.
That was feedback last year. People want to spend their time in the stables looking at horses rather than going through that process of establishing it. But I know, look, I spoke to Gemma on the way home this afternoon, and I think she put 3 through to 3 new applications today. So that message is getting out there, and like I say, there's a lot of people. It might even be, look, we might actually see a horse, or we might need a couple this year rather than where we've been with our credit before. We want more, and that's easy. You go through and they say, yep, these guys they've already established a relationship. It's just a matter of going through, getting it set up, and it should be easy. And that's our aim, to try and make it easy. And
it's going to be fun. And I've got to say, hats off. I was actually talking to a gentleman yesterday about this, and Peter Bell is a director there at Albion Park, and you and I we want to brand it, or you want to brand it, Nutrien Equine. I've got to be careful that some people think I bleed green, but that's okay. But we come up with a few different ideas. They're forward thinking from the club, because, people probably won't mind me saying this, an established older person in the industry, so open to trying different things and promoting the industry in a different way, which is super exciting. And it's going to be an exciting event, the Queensland event, the first sale for you guys for the year.
Yeah, look, and I think all of them. I think it's, if you look at the proactive can-do approach of the club is fantastic. You look at Tasmania's new, Sydney is just world class. The environment, you go there, and you look at the excitement of Victoria this year is going to be, our third race series will, coincide with the race weekend, with our sale weekend. So I think there's some uniqueness to every part of our sale catalogue this year. Not to mention, that they flock back to Bathurst this year. It's one of their strongest carnivals for a long time, and we had a great sale weekend as well. But I think what we're involved with, across the eastern seaboard is, there's a lot to look forward to, mate.
Mate, this show can reach anywhere. Do you know I had Sammy Green up on tonight from Rosevale, Santa Gertrudis? Is that how you say it?
Santa Gertrudis.
Gertrudis, I can always butcher that.
Gertrudis, yeah.
But we've had New Zealand, Tasmania. Well, we've had New Zealand and Tasmania, London and Wales. We've now got this three-way conversation going in from these guys from Tasmania. Lee Dornoff has chimed in, suggesting that Brooke needs her credit card ready, and Emily believes that she actually went to the same school as Lee. But my visage of Tasmania, there wouldn't be a lot of schools, so I think that could be an easy option. But I don't know. I might get into trouble for saying that. But anyway, that'll be fine. Mate, I'll let you go because I do know you probably haven't had a feed yet. So I will let you go. But anyone that wants to get in touch with Nutrien, the website is there on the bottom. Or, as I said, I can give you Bardo's number, but you're better off for any inquiries, ring Jammer Smallman on 0447 356 549. Or Mark's number is there, and you can get in touch about that. I can promise you we'll get back to you. Is 0419 488 256. Brooke Hammond, he's not as much fun to be an Uber driver for because all he does is sits on that thing all day, but he will get back to you. He does returns all calls. Mate, thank you.
I'm happy if anyone wants to buy a Pole Dorset or a Border Leicester ram tomorrow, give me a call tonight because I can make sure that happens.
You were doing cattle, you were doing what were you, spotted cattle and everything. It was
we had a little property auction there late morning today, so we've had pretty much all of it. I guess, and that's look, we don't I guess that's a part of what business is, mate. We're
that was
we sell just about anything, mate. But property, and I think that's something that we are proud of. We've had the opportunity or the privilege to help some people in harnessing who sell their properties, and we've had the chance to do other business outside the horses, which is great.
No, absolutely. Bardo, thank you. I'll let you go and get some tea.
Good on you, mate.
I really appreciate it, and can get there. It's going to be a lot of fun at Carrick by the looks of it. The girls are already on the drink, and we're still 3 months away.
Well, we'll probably give free delivery to Carrick, I reckon, for a Border Leicester ram if they want one this week.
All right, mate, I'll let you go. Thank you, Bardo.
Good on you. See you, mate. Thanks for your time.
Mark Barton there from Nutrien, and some really exciting stuff coming up for the team from Nutrien. Of course, heading to Tasmania, and I'd be reasonably confident the Tasmanians are pretty excited about that. I won't be as cocky as to say that I will be there because it hasn't been confirmed, but I believe I will be there. I'm hoping I'll be there, that's for sure. So going forward, but anyway, everything. Make sure you get in touch with nutrienequine.com.au. Emily Morgan's birthday. This is going to get very, very messy. Always rely on Lee Dornoff to ruin a party. I thought he was going to say help a party. Sure, Lee will open up the wallet. He'll be fine. So, yep, there'll be a lot more updates over that. But with very, very exciting news for Nutrien. Now selling in 4 states in Australia. And commitment to going forward. They've got some property sales on the minute. I wouldn't be surprised there's some more good news to come out. Hence the reason I was hedging a little bit. But I can't say too much about it. Rightio. Bryson Barton said there that it's been a good show. Now, I was going to get into trouble. Oh, what have I done here? I've got to get back into this where I've got all my... Now I've got to... very frustrating if you shut it down on your phone. So that's how I see who's watching and get to see everyone. But if you scroll off it, it stops updating. So I've just got to get that... Emily Morgan, I won't have to go far afterwards. Parents live in Carrick. You don't know him very well, Paul. You have to come, Paul. I'll get lost if you don't. Yeah, well, that's a point. We did get lost. She did too. I say she's the world's best Uber driver, but no, she wasn't. Rightio. I've got to get back. This has done that now. Just some of these questions. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to turn me head. Because I logged out, it won't go back to all those other comments, unfortunately. So, Prospect Store, Tyson Barton, thank you very much. Tyson's a picnic rider. He tunes into the show. We've had everyone on watching the show. Rightio. So, Michael House called the horse, it's on there now, Steeritos is one of the horses that he said that it's been done. But Alex Hurley has been going gangbusters while we've been talking about this. So Rackle, or Rackler, a 1925 New Zealand bred, won both the Dominion trotting and New Zealand Cup. Ironically, his first win as a trotter came over the paces. So that can't be in the same year or same day, Alex. Surely it's not in the same day. Be interesting if it was. So I'll give Alex a little bit more to do there. Imposter, 1928 New Zealand bred, won trotting and pacing races on the same day at Alex Park, 24th of April 1937. Wow. So it has been done on the same day. Okay, so Imposter, what a great name for a horse that has been able to do that. And she had another one here. Joe by Roll With Joe is the fastest dual-gated horse in the world with a record of 150.2 pacing and 154 as a trotter. Ryo, we've got to deep dive into this a bit more, and I can't do it tonight because I don't even know what time it is in North America, and unless Alex or someone else, Leslie Grimshaw from Breast Cancer, Standies for Breast Cancer. Hello to you, Leslie. And also from I'll go with SPPHRA, I reckon, as well. But I'm not 100% sure, but I'll get those wrong. But I was lucky enough to MC a meeting that Leslie and that group were there as a part of. But we might have to do a bit more of a deep dive in this. We might be next week's On Loose Lines major comment. And that'll be off the back of Out of My Way, no matter how he does go. Give us some of your best stories. And if there is some of those, bring them to the table. And I'll try and find out in America if they're allowed to race both without having to go back and re-qualify. Maybe it's something we need to look at here in Australia and change it up a little bit, because there is quite a few that pacing bred trotters. There's 2 going around in the Victorian Derby this weekend. Definitely going there. I'm pretty sure there's only the 2. Probably should have looked a little bit further than that, but they're not as promised, which is very well known. But London to a Brick definitely is what we get. I'm pretty sure most of the others aren't, but we better just double check that. She's Ruby Roo is by Creatine. I believe that might be one of the stallions that's going to be offered up for the Katie Cox fundraiser. Moonwalker, another by Creatine, so there's a double whammy there. Orlando Vici for Shack the Anvil for Joe Pace and Anthony Butt. Love Me Too, of course, by What the Hill, out of the Love You Mare, Love You Doozy. Lair of the Eagle by Elder Baron Eagle. Never Neverland. Majestic Sun for Alabar Farms with Sequence, Kelvin Barker, Glenn Craven. Dichotomy by Elder Baron Eagle. The Locomotive by Muscle Mus out of La Cucaracha. Majestic Sun, What's Up Majesty for What's Up Party Time. My Personal Jet is Scratched. Of course, Not As Promised is by Betting Line out of the Albert Mare and All Promises. And then, of course, Wishing Stone. I did see a lovely Wishing Stone the other day. Just give me one sec. Change. We'll give Duncan, because I have not. Don't forget, just keep firing the questions in. You don't have to wait for me. I do anything. Alex Hurley, we didn't even touch on a grey's better. We didn't touch on any of the grey horses. Johnny Power, hello to you, Johnny. Haven't seen you for a while. Audio seems to be working quite well. Talk to Kelly Kersley. Norm's daughter was apparently as good a trotter as a pacer, but there was no trotting races in Western Australia at the time. Paul Foster, there is a peak pacer having its first race at Cambridge tomorrow night. Race 4, Cracker Chardon. Rightio. There's a peak trotter over here, I reckon, Paul, as well. I'm pretty sure. Trying to think who had it. There's a few of those, unfortunately, but yeah, but it'd be interesting if they could trot. I'm in the wrong page. Hang on a sec. We'll get out of this, and we'll go back to here. And of course, it is one of the great races on the calendar here in Australia with the Aldebaran Park Redwood Classic on this weekend, sponsored by Aldebaran Park, and I've got my Aldebaran Zeus hat. He has nothing at the back, Duncan. That's a disappointing one there. Centurion ATM, Murray's Mac, link in bio, Racing Eyes, Kai Valley Michael, High Step, Ewing, All That Remains, A Star of Patrick, Magic Law, Cadence Lane, Nordic Rain, and The Emergency is Courage Law. Good luck to all of those connections. It's one of the great time-honoured races on the calendar. It's one of the great race meetings still that we do have here. We've got the Peter Egan by-ride electrical trotters handicap. Great to see Plymouth Chubb returning. Of course, Jackie Barker driving with Kerryn Manning out of action for another 6 weeks. But you've got Kiang Chucky, Chinese Whispers, Harry Stamper, Plymouth Chubb, Sleepy, Mari Law, I'm Ready Jet, and Mufasa Metro. We then go into the Derby field, and then there is a couple of races afterwards, just quality trotters going around all the time. And while I'm on that, this is actually the Trotters Cup in Karaka. This is on the Monday, so make sure you tune in here for one of the great race meetings, double up meeting. But a lot of these horses are heading towards the Dominion Handicap. Artie by the Hill, Out of My Way, which is the horse we're talking about, is pacing the day before, trotting the next day. Euro Cash, Midnight Dash, Mystic Max, I Dream of Genie, Time Up the Hill was just outstanding last week. Harold Smith and Oscar Bonavina 2 weeks ago, he was outstanding as well. Hopefully get our second positive scan with Tiara Side to Dancing in the Dark tomorrow. So good luck with that, Alex. I'm sure you won't be as nervous about that as you do when you get racing, but that's okay. This is, of course, the Alabar Kokura Cup. Self-Assured, Akudo, He's a Sport, Cora Valley Star, One Change, Old Town Road, Mossdale Bend, Got You Covered, Krug, Smithy's Terror, Homebush Lad, and Kango were the winner of it last year. Great field, great race. And then there is also, this race will have a little bit to do with the New Zealand Cup as well. There's a couple of horses back. I'm pretty sure Anything Goes might be another of those. There's 3 or 4 horses there trying to get into the New Zealand Cup as well. If you want to know more about the New Zealand form and that, get onto Over the Ditch with Matt Markham. We do a deep dive. We've done it. He's very good on his form, tips plenty of winners, but pretty random as well, and have plenty of good chats about it. And of course, that's proudly brought to you by the team at Harness Racing New Zealand. They don't pay me for it, but they help me out, so it's very good. Might have to put my hand up for a raise. Since I gave her a promotion, she might give me a raise. We'll just have to see how that goes. A foal, we do not want to be dual-gated. Yeah, true. I'll leave that at that. Hopefully it trots, and it does trot really, really well. That is a wrap of tonight's show, but please go to whatever with Wiggy. It is in the comments there to go there to the charitable thing to help raise money for Katie Cox and her appeal. Both of those have the reference codes there on them. I will share those onto my my thing. Thank you very much, Emily. She's obviously already started drinking for Carrick. She's going to double my pay, she said there. And also, if you are in New Zealand and you are watching this, it is very late over there. It's 20 to 11. The Katie Cox fundraiser for the team at Addington Park. Bookings can be done through Addington Park Raceway on their phone number there, 0333 89094, or Greg O Racing 1, at gmail.com. Table of 10, $1,200 a ticket. Make sure you get involved in that as well. The Carrick Park Pacing is watching. Duncan Dornoff's watching. How's his timing going? You talk about double pay, Emily. I put the hat on. He's going to have to. He'll have to start paying me for it. But of course, as I said, one of the great races on the weekend. There's 2 of them. Let's see if I can do this with the Trotters Derby as well. And I will be barracking for the son of What the Hill and the Love You Mare. So I've got it all covered. Tyson Barton, he's back on. I gave you a rap just there before, Tyson. Thanks for joining in. Of course, that is Love Me Too, and I think he's a very, very exciting horse. Don't worry. The Locomotive is a jet as well. I think he's, can I say, 6-time Group 1 winner. And yeah, just probably a little bit cruelled by the barrier draws, but it's going to be a great race. Great day of trotting, full stop, and I will be there. But I'll be keeping a little eye on Sunday at Karaka, but a huge eye on Monday at Karaka. Going to be an awesome awesome meeting for the team, well, New Zealand harness racing full stop. And the ironic part is it is then a fortnight. Well, it's actually 16 days then. Gillian Norris, hello to you. 16 days then to the to go to the to New Zealand Cup meeting, which I will be there covering with, catching up with plenty of the people that have got horses in, plus whoever I can find randomly along the way. I think it was Maurice McDermott was a random one, and the boys of We Get Nude. I wonder where that horse is. We Get Nude at 10 or Nude at 10. I think get there, Syndicate. That was incredibly random as well, but a lot of fun. Got to love harness racing. Could have brought up so many more things. One day I might. It's gone for nearly 2 hours, this show. It's huge. Do really appreciate all of my sponsors. No one brings this show to you. I just bring it as fun. Don't forget the news that Kerryn Manning is out for another 6 weeks, unfortunately, with a wrist injury that is struggling to heal. And also the Katie Cox fundraiser going on there. Plus, if you want to get involved in the VSTA raffle, get in touch with the team at VSCA or Haras the Trotteurs. 3 tickets for $30 a ticket, 4 for $100. Drawn on Victorian Trotters Derby Day, which is sponsored by Haras the Trotteurs. Put that one back on. Go that way. Sponsored by Haras the Trotteurs. So make sure you get in touch with that. But yep, thank you very much to everyone who has tuned in, everyone that's filled in the comments and had a little bit of fun. It is a random show about random things. Barrack 4 out of my way over the weekend. Apparently it's not as rare as what it sounds, but in this day and age I think it is, and maybe it's something we need to do here that could really invigorate some interesting bet types, if you like, with some of the racing over here. Not that we're about the betting, we're about having fun. Thanks for joining in. I will be back next week, probably the week after as well. When I go to New Zealand, I don't think I will be, but anyway, I really do appreciate everyone. Freddie Spiteri, hello to you, Freddie. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for having a bit of fun, and I will be back next Wednesday night with On Loose Lines.